welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a kind of, I don't even know if you can call this a recipe, but I kind of just felt like having it today, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna share it with you guys, just in case some of you guys never had it before. And it is a natto cheese toastie. So natto is fermented soybeans, and I think some of you may have seen it before, kind of like very slimy looking when you mix it, and it smells a bit like smelly feet. I need to describe this better. It doesn't smell like smelly feet. It just smells a bit funky. So if you're not used to it, you're like, what is that smell? And then you realize like, okay, it's natto, it's not that bad. The first time I had it, I was actually quite young, and I remember not knowing what it was. I went for dinner with some like Japanese friends, and they ordered it, and I didn't know what it is, and I put the whole thing in my mouth, and I was like, this is so funky, because I didn't expect, like, number one, the texture and the smell. So I'm actually just toasting the sandwich right now, so let me go and get it, because I don't know if you can hear it in the background. I think it's calling my name. So I'm gonna go and get it, and I'll be right back. I'm back with my cheese toastie. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, so the first time I had it, I was quite young, and obviously I didn't expect it, and at that time I was like, you know what, I don't think natto's for me. And then a few years later, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it another shot, and then I had it, and it was actually really good. And I can't remember, I think I had it on top of like sushi. It was actually really good. So I think it's more so, it's a bit of an acquired taste, but at the same time, I like really funky tasting, smelling things. If you guys have like some funky suggestions I should try, leave it in the comments below, because I like funky smelling things. I actually really want to try stinky tofu. So I think that's a Taiwanese thing, or they have it in Hong Kong as well. I've just never tried it. I actually read up about natto, and they said it's kind of like pungent cheese. I don't know if I would compare it to that, but I mean, I can see where they're coming from, because it is a little bit funky, but it's really good. I actually really want to eat this, but it's just too hot and I don't want to burn myself, so I'm just gonna keep talking while this cools. But I'll just run you through how I made it. It's pretty basic, but I'm gonna run you through how I made a cheese toastie with natto. So the first thing I got was a loaf of bread. I got mine from Bread Talk. So their breads tend to be a lot softer and a little bit sweeter, and I think it works well with this kind of like cheesy toasty natto. I think it just works well with this kind of toastie that we're making. And then, so I bought a loaf and it came unsliced. I didn't know it was unsliced. I was about to grab a slice. I'm like, oh, I bought a chunk of bread. And so I sliced them in quite thick bits, because when you toast them, the toaster, like the, what do you call those? It's not a jaffle, like those toasters, grillers. The toaster kind of flattens the bread, so it makes it a lot thinner than it actually is. So just make sure your bread is quite thick. So I buttered the bread, and that will be on the outside of the toast. And then I put a layer of Kraft cheese. I really like Kraft singles when it comes to sandwiches like these. I mean, I do like those fancy ass cheese,
like all those brie, camembert, gouda, cheddar, all that kind of stuff.
But for toasties like this, especially with the natto, I think the Kraft works best. And I think this is cool enough so I can eat some of it. The bread is so crispy on the outside because of all the butter that I put on top. And then the cheese has all melted, and then that natto has that nice sort of, a really nice savory flavor, but I don't really know how to describe it. You guys have to try it for yourself. Anyway, back to making the toastie. It's time to put the natto. So with the natto, there's a little bit of preparation. I wouldn't even say preparation, you just have to do something with it before you actually put it on the bread. It usually comes frozen. So you can find it in the freezer aisle in your Asian grocery store. It comes in this white styrofoam package, and what you have to do is just let it defrost for a while. So it comes with a packet of a mixture of like soy and mirin and other delicious flavoring things. And also usually a packet of mustard. If you like mustard, just go ahead and add it in. I usually just add both of them in there, and then you give it a mix, and this is when you see the funkiness. So it gets really slimy, as you can see, and like kind of not bubbly, kind of bubbly, just like a lot of slimy things happening. But that's what you want to do. So just keep mixing it until it's nice and combined. When people talk about natto, I guess that's what they think about. Like it doesn't look very appealing with all like the sliminess happening. But really, you have to try it, and then it's not weird. You know what I mean? So once I've got the natto on there, I put a bit more cheese just to make it extra cheesy. I don't usually do this, but I was feeling like I want all kinds of cheese today. So I put some mozzarella on top, and then we just go ahead and put another slice of bread on top, so the lid back on. Make sure you butter the outside of the toast, and then we just pop it into like that toaster grill thing. Is there a proper name for this? I feel like I should know this. You just toast it. So it just takes like a couple of minutes. You know when it's ready, just check if it's nice and golden brown. It's good to go. And then I just cut it in half, and here we are. So in natto, I know lots of Japanese people have it for breakfast. So what they do is they just mix it up and put it on top of some rice, and also you can add in raw egg as well, some spring onions, some seaweed strips. That's really good. So it's a nice simple breakfast, and also natto has a lot of good like bacteria, so it's kind of like that kimchi or like in yogurt where they have that good bacteria that's good for your digestion. So it's actually quite a healthy thing. Not so healthy when it's a cheese toastie. The way I found out about natto cheese toasties, because I used to just have it on its own when I used to take Japanese lessons. So I took them for fun, and my Japanese teacher was actually talking about natto, and I was like, yeah, I really like natto. And she was like, oh, have you tried natto and cheese, like a natto cheese sandwich? And I was like, wait, what? Obviously, because I've never thought about it before, but I think it's really common for like Japanese people to have this as a snack or lunch or whatever. But I didn't know about it, and I was like so fascinated. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to try it, because at that point I was just having like natto just on top of rice, and it was good, but then it sounded extra good when you like, you mean you put cheese and bread and toasted? That's amazing. But also I really like cheese, so I just feel like cheese makes anything taste better. So if you guys tried like instant ramen and then put a slice of like Kraft singles on top, it's pretty good. It sounds a bit weird, but it's pretty good. Anyway guys, I'm gonna eat the rest of my natto cheese toastie. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a go, and if you know any other like semi-strange sandwich slash toasty ideas, please leave it in the comments below so I can try it out, because I like trying things that I never tried. Like I get really amazed when like people just tell me random combinations that I never thought of, and I'm like, that sounds amazing. Let me know if you guys tried natto before and what you think about it. If you tried this recipe, or if we can call it a recipe, if you have tried this toastie, or if you're planning on trying this toastie, let me know in the comments below as well. Please bear in mind my taste buds a bit weird, because I like everything. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!